to stand before you and introduce and welcome you to Gloria Estefan. Let's give her a
Mrs. Collins, Mrs. Delia. So happy to see you. You look as lovely as ever. You look so beautiful. Come in here with me. Hi everyone, I'm so excited, so happy, first of all to see Mrs. Collins looking as beautiful as she did when I was 6 years old. And so happy to be back here, back to my first experience, Mrs. Collins, with school system, because when I came from Cuba I was 2 years old. We went to Miami, and my mom it was very important for me to keep my Spanish language. They thought we'd eventually go back to Cuba, and well, that hasn't happened. But when I started school, I spoke no English at all. And Mrs. Collins, who was my first grade teacher, was very patient with me. She took special care to teach me, and within 6 months, I won that reading award from that bad boy that called me stupid when I came in. He didn't know any better. He figured, I couldn't communicate, and he just used the first word that occurred to him, which is not a nice one, but, it kind of made me really want to strive and to learn and do better. And Mrs. Collins was so wonderful. I can't believe you kept that letter. I saw a picture of a letter that I wrote her when I was leaving, and I wanted to take her home with me, apparently, in that letter. I wish I could take you now to see my mama. We've stayed in contact through the years. After I wrote, actually I did an interview for Reader's Digest, and I mentioned her because she was so important to me. And I think that teachers sometimes don't realize the impact that you have on a daily basis with your students. The long-lasting effects of what you do day in and day out, especially since you end up really spending more time with the kids than their parents do. I always tell everyone, my mom's a teacher. She had a PhD in education in Cuba. She came to the States and went back to school because they ripped up her diploma when we left Cuba. They told her, "You're not even taking your education," which really was not an intelligent thing to say, because you can't take away your education just because you rip up somebody's diploma. That education is in your heart. It will forever be with you, in your heart, in your mind, and in your spirit, especially when you have teachers like Mrs. Collins, which I'm proud to know that you did so well in your life and career after I left Texas, and I've been following, your career as well. So my message, first, thank you again in person. I want to say thank you so much for what you gave me, and you deserve that, and for making my life different just by being in it. And I know that all the teachers that are here today and that may be listening may not be aware, but you really are so important in the lives of our children and in the lives of the people that are going to go across your classrooms, your desks. And you may not hear it today, you may not hear it tomorrow, but maybe one day you're going to hear from them what an important role model you were and how instrumental you were in helping them succeed. And to all the kids that are here, it's very important that you educate yourselves, that you be the best person you could be. And I'm a singer, right? But I went to school, I went to the University of Miami, and guess what I studied? Not music. Because I sang since I talked. So to me that was such a personal thing that became my hobby and then became my career. But I was really shy. I did not like being the center of attention, and the last thing that I ever thought I would be doing is what I do. And I went to school, I studied psychology and communications and a French minor at the university. And I have to tell you that even though I'm a singer, that was so important, that education was so important to me, because I've had the opportunity to meet with heads of state. I've met with 3 popes. I've really had the opportunity to talk to people that make a difference, and my education was really important in giving me the confidence and giving me the ability to be able to speak with anyone on the same level. And it's important for you, whatever your dreams are, that you study and be the best that you could be. Find your passion, find what makes you happy, and then study and make yourself the best you can be.